Hello, it's Tuesday. Let's go through what's going on in the markets and see how we're doing here. So yesterday it closed on a risk on, and looks like pre-market is confirming that. Semis are ripping. We had regional banks see some bids yesterday, and looks like cyclicals are leading. Risk appetite is on. Pre-market, we're seeing, let's see, thin volume on GDX. Semis are slamming on pre-market, yet it's on thin volume. And TLT looks a little flat. It's a little up this morning. And then if you go to, let's see, you go to Brent, we're down close to 3% this morning from all of the Iran drama. Let's go through some of the currency pairs, see what we're looking at here. So the US-Iran talks looks like are cratering crude this morning, and I'm looking at an XLE chart here. Brent's down 5% or so to 84, but if you look at yesterday's movement, XLE barely flinched. It's negative 1.3% versus oil's 5.5. So this is the fifth time this is decoupled from the crude swing. And we have a invalidation line as of yesterday, so this might have changed a little bit at 57 and some change. We're looking at rising volume. Yesterday had a high volume indecisive candle. Looks like bonds didn't bid, as we saw that. So the tape reads oil down is inflationary, and it's looking like it's not a growth scare. So that's what we're seeing from this morning, yesterday. We're seeing CAT up huge amount, benefiting from the AI build-outs here. So trying to reduce the, reset the month-long markdown there. And then Palantir is up, let's see, up almost 15% this morning, attempting to break the 9-month-long markdown. And I'm just curious, will the government contracts continue with a new administration in a few years? Australian dollar 4-hour chart is breaking out of that pullback there. Looks like bulls are seizing control. G10 strength against the sideways dollar. That's a good one. And then GBPUSD. We're seeing some consolidation, minor pullback there. That's an interesting play. Our USDJPY short is still in play and testing the 200-day. And we had kind of fueled by the dismal 10-year JGB auction that triggered a renewed yen selling. So we're seeing some movement there. We still have a short on that, and we're just kind of watching that. Euro USD, it's really just consolidating. So we're seeing a lot of currency pairs this morning further consolidating. We'll see kind of where that goes. Let's go through our trades, and then we'll go through the runs from this morning. So let's see here. All right, we got into ECO yesterday. Huge liquidity grab all the way down, testing the May 16th line in the sand there, attempting a month-long pullout. So that's a high volume hammer, pre-market up. Stop loss remains outside of that. EUFN. So if you're watching, I'm kind of shifting a lot of this to I'm trying to get my macro game up and shifting to, ETF plays here. And if we see a sector rise, we might go into that, pick the top 2 leaders and see if there's any movement there. This was kind of a, bought this at market yesterday, kind of a low volume push out here. We're just gonna, I mean, it's lower than the breakout, but higher than yesterday's upthrust. Stop loss remains. IQLT. So it's further testing that line in the sand there. And we're seeing some lighter volume. So we'll just watch this out. Stop loss remains. EPOL. This is looking good. Higher volume as it continues to push out. Okay. High tight flag on this. So this is just further consolidating almost. Lower volume. Stop loss remains. So we had a TDAY on the consolidator. Okay, higher volume. It's looking pretty good. Did see some sellers come in there as it tried to attempt to get out of that line there, but it's a high volume. Okay. CERT. Low volume indecisive candle. Testing the breakout bar. Consolidated. This is looking good. Ooh, pre-market's down. Dang. It was looking good. Yeah, we're gonna get stopped out on that. Oh, because of earnings. Dang. Well, there you go. So we'll be stopped out on that at a crazy loss. Okay. It is what it is. IDT. Higher volume upthrust candle there. Stop loss remains. XLF is up at 2%. That's always just checking in on this spark position, which is just further consolidating. And then that's it. Okay. Let's look at the runs this morning. We have a bunch of leadership show up. I'm sure Amazon's on leadership. Bull flag breakout. That's going. Ooh, Abercrombie is attempting January of this year line. That's interesting. We'll look at that later. FISI, just continued markup. That's really nice looking. CDW looks like it's trying to attempt to get out of a, what is this, 2-year almost markdown. That's interesting. Okay, a couple good interesting names there. Let's go through our charts and see what they're looking at. I've been watching BBY potential pullback there, but it's on higher volume, so I want to look at that later. And BGN, we're looking at BGN here. Let me start making notes. BGN. We had BMY yesterday. We were watching BMY at the open. We did a 15-minute watch on that, and it saved us losing close to $10 a share. Price went all the way up to 68. What is that? 68.10. Closed on the day at 65, so $3 a share. So in the 15-minute, we're just attempting to break out. 4-hour. Yeah. And then on the daily, it was a high volume and decisive candle. I'm going to stay away from this. It's too close to the April of 23 level for me to risk anything. But it is interesting, and the 15-minute wait has saved me a lot of times. So we're just going to continue to watch that. Let's go through the list here and see what we got. Novo is continuing to go down. Walmart has continued markdown. Looks like Microsoft's seeing some pullback. CVS is definitely rolling over here. Is CVS rolling over on the 4-hour? Yeah. And it has rolled over on the 1-hour. Okay. What was the other one? CDW ANF. Okay. Gold is just further consolidating. EPOL is up pre-market. So we have multiple price targets on that. We're just going to watch it. CERT is down. That's the good and the bad of earnings. Yeah, but we're not going to move our stop for that. We have the Bank of America buy order above that high there. We've been watching Geo, Reddit, BMY. FXY. Oh yeah, we were watching FXY to get into like a long Japanese position. Almost chased it yesterday. I did not. Luckily I did not, because it's down considerably. I need to check on what that looks like. That's an interesting one. IEFA we're watching. Basically just want to see how this handles. I want to see a close over basically this. I'm going to run that through. Okay, and then what else? BGN we're looking at. Okay, cool. Okay, so to conclude, risk on this morning. Cyclicals are leading. We're looking at BGN, IEFA. Been watching CVS roll over. CDW and ANF seem to be interesting. I'll post that on Twitter. And so, yeah, there's some interesting signals this morning. We'll run through that. And that's about it.